If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth 1,000,000 words. This class is about video recording, screen capture, and video editing using a very powerful software called Camtasia. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Rashid. I'm the founder of Epic Mentorship. I've used Camtasia to produce more than 500 YouTube videos for my YouTube channel, Epic Mentorship. This tutorial is designed for beginners with zero experience in video shooting, video editing, and screen capture. So if you're one of those, please stay tuned because you'll learn quite a lot through this process. If you are making video tutorials for students and professionals, then you will be looking for an all-in-one software that can encompass screen capture, facial recording, as well as video editing all in one. And Camtasia is your go-to software. Whether your aim is to produce professionally looking videos for your YouTube channel, for your social media, or for your company marketing, Camtasia should be your go-to software as a beginner. By the end of this course, you will be able to know how to download and install the Camtasia software, record your videos and screen capture simultaneously, as well as edit it using different kind of features that are inbuilt in Camtasia. You could be able to add different kind of visuals, different kind of animations, different kind of transitions, and most importantly, be able to export your video in the most perfect settings for best professional output to your content. I'm glad to have you join me in this course, and I look forward to seeing you in the classroom as we learn together in this very course called Camtasia for Beginners. The first thing you need to do is to start by coming to TechSmith.com. I'll put this very link in the description so that you can easily click to get to it. One thing you should be aware of is you can get Camtasia for free, or you can register to buy it and use it. Okay, Camtasia makes simple to record and create professionally looking videos on Windows and Mac. So depending on the operating system you're on, you can easily install it, and the experience is nearly the same. So feel free to try it, download the free trial, or you can go ahead and buy by clicking on buy now, and you can just get it. It's powered by TechSmith, so you can easily get it and install. Once you download, you can go ahead and install it. It's an easy to use, easy to install software. You can just install it directly. So let's say you have installed this, downloaded and installed Camtasia. So all you need to do is to start by coming to the start menu over here, and you can just search for Camtasia, and you can see it over here, Camtasia 2021. You can just click on it to start. You can see right now it has just loaded Camtasia. It gives us this pop-up. Okay, it brought in this pop-up, and what we need to do is to look at this pop-up. So let's try to look at the pop-up and see what can we do. So the first thing, the first item here is to start a new project. If you are new, this is your first time of opening your Skillshare, you can click on this to start a new project. Okay, you can open new from a template. If you want to open from a template, if you want to start using a very given template, you can easily do that by this second option. Alternatively, you can create new recording by just clicking on new recording, and you start recording your screen. Then I will show you how to do this in a minute. You can open an existing project. If you have an existing project somewhere saved, you can easily use this to open it. You can just click on this and it will navigate. You can navigate to wherever you've saved it, and you can open it correctly directly. Additionally, you can come down here and see recent projects. All the projects you've worked on, you can see them listed over here. These are the most recent ones, so you can easily click on any one of them to open. But for now, for this class, let's say we are going for a new project, a brand new project. So you just click on brand new project, and you can see it's loading. All right, so this is our brand new Camtasia interface. It brought in our brand new Camtasia interface. This is very, very interesting to pay attention and understand the key features over here. So at the bottom right here, at the bottom of this whole interface, you can see the timeline. This is where all your media is going in. Okay, you notice that there is a playhead which will show us the direction, or you can move across your video as you move from one place to another. So this is very, very important to understand that as you move the playhead, you will be able to move across your media as you are moving. At the top left over here, you can see there are some tabs which you can navigate around to see their importance and what they can do. For example, this is the media bin, and at the media bin, you can bring in all sort of media. This is where your media is going to stay, from videos to audios to even images. You can bring in everything over here and store them, and then as you work on it, you can be bringing them into the timeline accordingly. So for example, you want to import a media, you can just click on this and you can navigate to wherever your media is within your computer. For example, maybe it's a picture, you can just navigate and click on it, and then you can bring it in as a picture. You can see this is images. You can do that. You can do the same thing with a video or an audio. So to bring in more, you can come to this plus icon down here. You can click on this. You can import media. Okay, you can import from Google Drive as well, right? So you can import media, for example. So let's say this time around we're importing a video. So let's say we go to this intro and we can select this video and just click to import it, and it will label it as a video. You can see it's a video. So in each case, you can easily drag and drop on each one to the timeline, and you can see this is the playhead, and you can see the navigation as you move across the timeline, as you move across your video. Okay, you can see the preview on this center. So I'll talk about this in a bit. You have the preview canvas at the center. This is where you have the preview of all the videos that you are playing on the timeline. This is where you see the preview of it. What is happening over here, you see it directly from here. At the right side of the interface, you have what we call the properties. So these are properties of the clips that you are working on. You can easily turn it off or on depending on when you want to, whether you want to show it or you may not want to show it. At some point in your editing process, you may have to click to see the properties and make some certain editing at some given point. All right, so you can turn it on, off or on at any given point. Next, you have the library. You have a bunch of features. For example, you can save different kind of clips into your library, and you can check in the library options. You can check on Camtasia 2021 and you can see different icons. You can have icons listed over here: buildings, businesses, education. You can check to see different kind of icons that you can bring into your video, and you can go ahead and see you can make some intros. You can click to see you have some intros that you can bring into your video. These are preset templates that you can easily customize and use for your liking. I'll show you how to use maybe one or two of them. And then you can have lower thirds the same way. You can have lower thirds, you can have motion backgrounds, and you can have music tracks. These are sample music tracks that are copyright free that you can easily bring into your video editing and use them accordingly. And you have some outros as well. If you have some intros, you may want to have outros for your videos. So this is where you can have the template to actually kind of use it on your videos. So for now, let's say you have favorites as well. So as you are working with a particular feature, you can start it as your favorite and it's going to be stored over here. So for example, let's say on the transitions, you have a bunch of transitions and maybe you prefer to have this arrow slice transition. It's been quite useful for you. You can just start it and you find it in your favorite. So you come back to your favorite and you can see it over here, right? So starring an icon or a control or a feature, bring it over here directly so you can see it on your favorites. Next, you have the annotations. You can bring in different kind of texts into your videos. You can bring in callouts. You can add arrows from here. You can add arrows. You can bring in different kind of shapes and work with them, and you can blur different kind of parts of your video so that you can protect maybe one or two text or anything you want to bring in or you want to cover. Next, you can write on your video. You can bring in different kind of arrows and shapes and you can write accordingly on them, and you can use some keyboard keystrokes shortcuts. Okay, you can bring in keystrokes, call outs and all that. You can bring in different kind of keystrokes. Next, you have transitions. As you move from one clip to another, you will be able to transit. There's usually a transition. Okay, so that is what makes your video looks kind of professional. So to transit from one video to another, you need transitions, and there are different kind of them here. You have them around. So when you hover over a given transition, you see the effect. You see the sample effect. For example, these arrows, this bando. Okay, so you just, as you hover over it, you'll see the effect it's going to make on your video as you are transiting from one video clip to another. And then you have behaviors. when you bring in a particular effect, how do you want it to behave? For example, you bring in a text, you want it to behave in a certain way, you just drag and drop a particular effect to that text. So I'm going to show you much later how to use this effect, but as you hover over the effect, you can see how your text is going to behave as you bring in this particular feature. And then you have annotations. This is quite important when you want to highlight a given part of your video. Maybe you want to show interest in a given part, you can use the animations. Okay, you can use the animations, you can use the zoom in. There are a bunch of animations which you can use over here, but I usually use the zoom and pan method, which is quite easy and one of the most effective. And then you have the cursor effects. Okay, you can use this as well. You have the voice narration. If you have your text, you can easily put in your text and you can start your voiceover over here. Okay, you can have audio effects. In Camtasia, you have the option to do audio compression, increase or decrease the clip speed. You can emphasize, you can do fade in and fade out in cases when you have some music or sound effects on your video. And you can do noise removal. All this you can do from Camtasia, but on my own case, I usually export the audio to Audacity, then I will make the edits and then bring it back to Camtasia and then finalize my video. Then you have some visual effects. There are a bunch of visual effects also. You can clip, you can increase or decrease the video speed. Okay, you can increase and make it faster or slower. And there are other bunch of features also that you can check. For example, you can do motion blur and you can change background. When you video something on green screen, you can easily remove the background on all these. So as you hover over a given feature, you will see the effect it does on your video. Right, so these are visual effects. When you click on more at the bottom over here, you see interactivity and captions. Okay, so feel free to check out these features and you will be amazed by what they do. So one of the key things that you have to do before you start anything in Camtasia is to right click on your canvas over here, and you can come to project settings. You just click on it, and you should make sure that your project settings is set at 1080p HD, which is the HD version, 1920 by 1080. This is what it means. This is the height, this is the width of the video. Most of our YouTube videos or most videos used to go with 1920 by 1080, which is the HD version, right? And at the frame rate, you should make sure it's set to 30 frame rate per second, and you can do less than that. You can do 25 frame rate if you want, but then make sure that this custom canvas dimensions is set to 1080p by 1080p, which is the HD version. All right, in some cases it doesn't come as a default, so make sure you set it as a default. In cases when you are recording for social media, maybe Instagram, you can go by Instagram 640 by 640, or on other platforms, maybe you are recording for iOS devices, you can see the sample. Okay, or you are recording for Facebook cover, you can go ahead with this dimension and it will give you the exact dimension as you want. Okay, so but be sure to set in the needed dimension before you start recording on Camtasia. Or if you want to have a custom size, you can go straight to the custom size over here and you can use it to define what kind of size you are targeting when you are recording your video. But for now, we leave it at 1080p, which is the HD version, 1920 by 1080. So once you're done, you can normalize loudness if you want, but I always keep this on. Then you can click on apply, and then this is set. So one thing I need to show you about Canvas, about the interface generally, is that you have the record button over here. So I'm going to show you how to record a video or how to record a complete screen, how to do screen recording and even your face recording using this record icon. And then up here you have the file menu where you do you do all sort of things, for example, from opening a project to saving a project to importing media from files or from Google Drive or from a zipped project to exporting a media. These are very, very important features that you need to pay attention to. Another thing you need to pay attention is the export tab over here. So you have the bunch of things. You can export directly your video to YouTube, or you can export to Vimeo, or you can export to screencast.com. But what I usually do, or you can export audio only in cases when you have to optimize the audio and bring it back. into Camtasia. You can export the audio only from here. But what I usually do, or what the usual settings is, you have to export to a local file. Later on, after we try to record a video, I'll show you how to export to a local file. Lastly, you can do the same export from here also. You can click on this export and you have the bunch of options in a similar way. You can export to a local file. One last thing you should pay attention to is you have a bunch of features down here. You have this one takes you back one frame at a time. This one forward one frame at a time. And you can click to play, or alternatively you can hit the space bar to start playing, or you can directly go to the next media or to the previous media. And down here you also have the frame rate per second, which is 30 frame rate per second. And over here you have some key editing features which we are going to talk about when in our subsequent classes. So just pay attention. This is just a bit about the canvas. You can do quite a lot here. You can use the pan option, which is to pan to move the video within the canvas. You can move it across from one place to another, and you can use this crop icon to crop the video around accordingly, right? And then you can check out this to make sure it fits to content or it fits to the canvas. You can detach it from the canvas, or you can use different kind of percentage over here. So this is about the canvas. Let's meet in the next class so that we can be able to know how to record a video. Welcome back to the Camtasia tutorial class. Next is we need to learn how to record our screen and maybe our face video. So to record a video, you can come to the record icon over here and just click on record, or alternatively you can press on Ctrl R to record, or you can come to file over here and start new recording over here, and you can start recording immediately. So let's click on record to start recording, and once you click, you can see it minimized the entire Camtasia and it brought in this very small capture icon. So pay attention to this, because from the left you can see the first screen one, which is your computer screen. So you can use it to record your screen. This captures the entire screen as you see it. Okay, you can see this green line. It captures the entire screen. When you click on this small arrow, it's going to show you other features, other screen capture options that you have. For example, this is full screen, which is screen one. You can have custom region. You can choose a custom region. For example, you can click and you can record a given region. You can define a given region that you may want to record, maybe this very small region, and you can see it is going to capture this very region. You may want to choose widescreen, which is 1080p, 1920 by 1080p if you want. You may want to do 720p also, or you want to do social media sizing, maybe for Instagram or for Facebook. You can define all that from here. But in cases, for example, in my own case, when I usually use this software for my video recording, I want to record the entire screen. Then later on, I can crop out any area that I don't want to. So for the starting point, you can use screen one, which is the full screen. So you just select screen one and everything goes back to the full screen. So this is full screen. The second option is you may want to record your face. Okay, this is FaceTime HD camera built-in recording. You can record this with your camera. So you can click to enable this. You can see me very easily. You can record this. You can just record yourself while you are making the video. You can record yourself very easily while you are making the video using this option. Okay, so you can click on this to specify which camera that you are going to use. For example, I'm using my FaceTime HD camera from my system. So you can have other webcam camera that you have, and you can easily enable or disable this as you move through your recording. The next is you can have the microphone selection. So over here you can click to select which microphone you want to use for your recording. For my own case, I use Crisp. Crisp is quite interesting because it will help you to eliminate the noise, the echoes, and any kind of background music or any background sound that could come while you are recording. So Crisp is quite helpful. I'll put the link to it if you want to learn more about it. I'll put the link to it. You can just explore it and how it helps you during your recording to eliminate all sort of background disturbance. So over here you select the kind of mic that you're going to use. I'm using Crisp. I'm using Rode NT USB, but it's connected to Crisp. So I select Crisp over here as my mic. You can control increasing the size over here. These are the size control for your mic. Okay, as you speak, how do you want the mic to be taken? And then over here you have the system audio. you may want to turn on system audio in cases when you are recording a video and that video has its own sound. Okay, so the sound that is coming out of the video will also be recorded. But in cases of that, you will see it as a different sound within the video. So you can enable this or disable if you don't want to capture any sound from your system, but I think I recommend you keep it on because you may not know exactly what sound you are going to capture as you move around within your system. Some sounds are quite interesting and are quite very useful for your video. So you have to leave this on so that you can capture everything. Next is the most important icon, which is the record icon. Once you click on record, it's going to start recording your video immediately. Once you click on record, this is going to start recording your computer screen according to the settings that you have. So let's say we want to record my screen and my face as we record a video from my YouTube channel. So let's start by clicking on the record button over here, and then we can open my channel and then open 1 or 2 videos and see. So once we click on the record button over here, you can see the timer, the countdown timer, and now it is live. It is recording. All right, so it has just started recording. Let's say we open my channel, and this is the dashboard of my channel, and you can go to my videos where you can see a bunch of videos I have made. You can see over here everything is being recorded right now. Let's say we try to open a video from one of my folders. Let's click on open, and we can check on one of my folders. For example, we can go to and search for intro, and we can just click on this to just open, and you can see the sample of it. All right, so let's say we are done recording and we just don't want to record anymore, so we can close this. So we can come back to our recording, and you can see over here to the left it shows us how much time we have taken recording our video, and you can see my talking time, and you can see the audio and the speaker over here. You can pause the recording or you can stop it at all. So let's say we stop the recording, or you can restart the recording if you are not certain with what you have recorded. So you can restart the recording very easily. So let's say we stop the recording at this point by just clicking on this stop, and you can see it has just opened everything in Camtasia. Okay, this is our recording, and it has opened everything in Camtasia interface. So you can just try to navigate around to see what we've just done. And you can see all the videos that we've just done. So let's try to play it a little bit and see. We can go to and search for intro, and we can just click on this to just open. So you can see, and it automatically brought it into our timeline. And down here you can see the video, and up here you can see the audio part of the recording. So in our next class, I'm going to show you how to perfectly edit your video accordingly, edit your recording in Camtasia. As we have just captured in a video, you will see how to edit the video. Welcome back to our Camtasia tutorial. So the first thing you will notice is that we have recorded a video, brought it into our timeline, and we can see the preview of it in the canvas using our playhead as we move around from one place to another. So let's say we have a bunch of things that we can do over here. For example, with this playhead, what it means is at any given point we put in the playhead, we play, press on here. Everything is being recorded right now. We press the space bar, or we press on the play over here. It's going to start playing the video. We can actually start editing by maybe cutting on unnecessary places that we've made a mistake while we are recording. For example, when you look at the video, you can see that there are places when we have some gaps, which are areas where maybe our network is bad. And then down here, we may have a period when we are quite silent in it. You can delete all that, for example, by just coming over here and by just bringing the playhead over here. And just looking at the playhead, you can see we have a green icon and a red icon. This helps us to select items from the right, and this one helps us to select items from the left that we want to delete. So you can easily select a given place. For example, we want to delete this part, and then we have two options. We can do the normal delete, which is just by pressing on delete, or we can do ripple delete, which we can just use by pressing the D icon. This D icon, I customize the shortcut keys in Camtasia, so you are free to customize yours as well. We'll show you how to customize the keys and make them your own if you want in Camtasia, so for ease of use and access. So you can do ripple delete. Usually ripple delete, it will delete the first part and the last part, and then it will reconnect the clips together, just like this. You just do ripple delete, and you can see it has deleted the whole part and reconnected the clip again. So usually or ordinarily you will just do a delete by coming over here, selecting this point, highlighting the clip. You can split using this split icon over here. By just clicking on split, it's going to split it. Another shortcut to it is just pressing on S. The letter S will split this icon once it is selected. And then I can come over here again and select this point and highlight the clip, and then press on S, and it's going to split this clip again. So I can select this part that I don't want and click on delete, and then I have to draw in this part and drag it to connect with the rest of the recording. But this is quite so much work to do, and you can do that with just a simple click or with just a press of a button. So let's undo, and let's undo the splitting, and we select. You just need to highlight the places you want to ripple delete. You just select it and just press D, and it's just done that for you, and it has reconnected the clip back together, and you can see the connection very easily. So you can do that on all the places that you make mistakes. So for example, we can say we have made, assuming we have made a mistake on all these clips. Okay, you can easily select them and just do ripple delete, and you've deleted everything. And then over here you have the option to zoom in and out of your clip. So I usually go as far as 60 to 70%. Okay, you can see you can increase or decrease the clip, so for ease of visibility, so you can see the details of your clip. As you move from left to right, it increases. As you move from right to left, it decreases the sizing. So as you move within your clip, you can see the timing as you are moving. This is the hours, this is the minutes, and this is the seconds. This is the frame. Okay, this is the frame number of frames, the last one. So you can notice that on the canvas you have the preview of the video as you move across from one place to another. You can see me talking, and you can see the video of me talking. So you have two media over here. The one at the bottom is the screen recording. This one is the screen recording that you have had, and then the one at the top is the face recording. This is the one I have recorded myself. So you can see me over here, and you can easily zoom in and out of this recording if you so wish, okay, of this video if you so wish, and you can change position of it to put it anywhere you like, and then as you explain the video. All right, so down here you can see we have two clips. One is the video of the recording, and then the other one is the video of the screen capture. So there are two different things. You can always work around with them. So you can notice as you select a given clip, you can see the properties is changing over here, and you can do quite a lot as regards the properties. One key tip that I can give you is as you move around on your video, if you want to maintain the size of your cursor, you can keep it like that. But what I usually do for ease of access and for ease of visibility of my tutorials, you can easily come to this icon, this mouse button over here, and you can click on the mouse property, and you can increase the scale size of the mouse in your recording. You can see it has been increased, and as you move around in your recording, it becomes quite easy for your viewers to flow, because the mouse is now much bigger and easy to follow. And you can select, you can do cut. As usual, you can do cut or Ctrl X to cut a given part of the timeline of the clip, or you can do copy, Ctrl C, you can copy a given clip from one place to another, and you can do all sort of things over here. You can undo and you can redo and many more things. So down here you see you have two tracks. One is audio, one is video. Okay, one is audio, one is video. You can highlight this also and right click, and you can see a bunch of options over from here. You can do ripple delete also. You can hide a property, and you can group a given selection, or you can separate an audio from a video. You can just select and you can separate the audio from the video as easy as that. But let's say we undo and we don't want to separate that. Over here, the disable track, this eye sign, you can click to enable the clip or disable the clip. Once you select it, once you click on it, it's going to disable the clip. Later on, I will show you the advantage of use this magnetic track. For example, I'll show you how to use the magnetic track. And then over here, you can see the lock track icon over here. Once you lock on this, it means changes here are locked. You can no more make changes at all. And you can you can add more tracks, or you can show many more tracks. You can feel free to increase the visibility of the timeline or the canvas by just coming over here. You can increase or decrease the visibility very easily. And then let's say at the top, you want to play around with some of the key features. So let's try to shift this a little bit. Let's say we want to bring in different kind of some intro from the library. You can just come over here, you can come to the library, and you can come to Camtasia 2021, and you can say we want an intro. You can just click on this icon, and we bring in a simple, very simple intro, and you can bring it in. So let's say this computer, this spinning computer, you just bring it in and you put it over here, and then at this, maybe you want to shift this to the extreme end of it. You have the snap icon, which will show you that this is the end of the clip. So you have this item selected, and when you look towards your right, you can see the preview on the property. This is the preview of the intro that we had, and then these are the properties that we have from this very intro. So you have the option to play it, and let's see how it works, how it looks at the beginning. So let's say we click, and you can see it's a laptop coming up, and it opens, and you have some write-up. You can customize this to your liking by just selecting the clip. Make sure you select the clip, and the property is coming over here. For example, instead of TechSmith, you want to write maybe Epic Mentorship. You can easily do that, and once you hit on this, you can go back and check all the things. You can play around, and you can see it's now taken as Epic Mentorship. You're free to play around with the text icons, text features over here. You can change the font size, regular, you can change the coloration, you can change the sizing, and you can play around with the alignments over here. Okay, so this is one of the key importance of the properties. Okay, you can easily use the properties to edit all this. So this is an intro. You can do the same for outros. You have a bunch of other things that you can bring in to this very video. So for example, after this intro, you want to have a transition into the next video, into the beginning of the video. So you can bring in any kind of transitions. For example, I like this transition. So let's say we bring in this one inside. Okay, so let's say we bring in this inside, and once you drag in this and drop it here, it's going to connect this. It's going to transit from the intro into the main video. So let's try to have a look at it. When you drag and drop it at a connection point, it's going to form at that connection point. But then in cases when you drag and drop it at the center of a clip, it's going to take it to the between edges. Okay, from one edge, it will put the transition at one edge and at the other edge. Okay, so but for now, let's say we are going to transit at this clip, and let's see the effect. Okay, so you can see the effect very nicely. This starts the video. So you have a bunch of options. Let's say we come to annotations, and we bring in a text, and we want to animate it very easily. We drag this text and put it over here, and we can come over here, and we can see the properties over here, and we are free to double click to type something. Okay, welcome to Epic Mentorship, and you can resize it accordingly. All right, you can resize accordingly, and you can change the text properties from here. Okay, you can do all sort of changing. You can play around with the alignment, you can play around with the sizing and all. You can increase or decrease accordingly. The coloration you can change, and many more things you can change from here. Once you're done, you can put in some properties, because right now when you look at it, it's just staying there as a text and no animations at all. So you can see, okay, so it's just a text. When you want to put in some behaviors, you can click on it, and like I said before, when you navigate, as you hover over a given effect, you can see the impact it's going to give to your text or to your animation. So let's say we want to put in jump and fall, and you can just drag it and drop it into the text, and let's see the effect right now. You can see that that makes kind of I think that it kind of looks cool, and it makes our text quite animating, and it looks kind of fantastic. So you have this effect, this behavior that we've just dropped in. You can see the impact, the effect over here, the properties over here. You can increase, you can play around with the style. How does it come in? Okay, does it bounce in, or you have other features over here, fly in, grow, hinge, implode, or anyone. And the movement within, does it bounce? In our case, it bounced. You can do ease both, ease in, ease out, linear, and smooth. Okay, you can do all this. You can change the direction over here. You can do during the video. What does it do? In our own case, it just keeps jumping, and then you can do out of the video. What does it do? It just drop out, like we saw. It just dropped out, something like this. So very easily. So you can define all this and you can edit all this accordingly. What does it do during and what does it do at the beginning of the behavior? So this is just how to use the behaviors. You can bring in animations. For example, you can come to animations, and what I usually do is to zoom and pan. So assuming in the video I want to share certain things. For example, I want to show that you have to come to this first commercial, and as it is like this, it's not clearly visible, so I want to zoom into this particular place. So all I need to do is to come to the animations, and you can come to animations over here, and you can come over here to the top right, okay, to the bottom right, and you can see the icon is changing, and you just drag accordingly and you can see the impact. All right, you can even drag also and showcase the exact place where you want that highlighting to be, and you can see at the beginning, and this is going to happen, and you can check on one of my phones. All right, so once you maybe at this point you may want to zoom out to the scale to fit, you can click on scale to fit, and it's going to put in this. It's now scaling everything back to fit. So let's try to see the effect of what we have just done. So we just want to highlight this place while we are explaining the video. We want to highlight this place, and then we'll go back to the normal view. So let's try to pull out. You can see from the normal view. Okay, you can see the zoom in to highlight the place, and then the zoom out to get back to our normal recording. So that's the effect. You can do also, you can check the animations over here. You can check and play around with different kind of animations that you have. You can easily attach to them, and you can see the impact. For example, you can easily bring in this custom one, and you can do custom animations. You can do cursor effect. One of the key things I prefer to use is the visual effect. The visual effect, you have the options to kind of speed up your clip, or bring it to normalize it, or to speed it up. So you can bring in clip speed and you can speed it up. So for example, let's say we want to speed up at this point. So let's say we want to speed up this part. So we just select the part. Maybe we select the part and we split this part also, but because we want to split this part of the video. So let's say we go to the clip speed, we just drag and drop it. So let's say we want to split, we want to increase the speed of the video. So we drag and drop it. Okay, so you can see the properties. So we can just click on this small arrow, and we are free to increase or decrease the property as well. So you can see as we increase or decrease it, let's see what happens. So now we decrease it. Decreasing means the video is going to move very fast. So let's say we decrease together with the audio, so they can, because they move hand in hand. So we can drag again and drop it over here. We'll click on the arrow again, and we can drag it so they can align together. So the speeding is going to be together. So let's try to play it and see how it speeds up the clip, our clip. Okay, you can see the speeding, it's quite fast. Let me play again. So you can speed any part of your video as you so wish. So let's drag this and reconnect it to our video, and then it gets back to normal, and we can just click on this. So it's very easy to move from one clip to another. It's very easy to play around with the clip. So you have the properties over here. At some point you may need it. So at any given point, you may want to bring in media into your clip, and then to kind of join it. You can bring in media very easily. For example, you can bring in some B-rolls, some videos that you want to put on top of a video, or you want to transit from one video and move to the next. So all you need to do again is to still come back to media, and you can come on to the plus sign over here. You can import a media. You can just come over here. Is it a video, or is it a simple audio, or is it an image? So you can just easily select, and you can click on open. And at this point you have it's a video. So it will help you to categorize it. Down here you have the media bin view. You can check it. You can have different kind of view. For example, you can have the grid view, where you have them arranged in a very small view, and you can see the list view, where you can have them listed accordingly. These are the recordings, this is my videos, and you can have them accordingly listed. So but I prefer the grid view. This one is much bigger, and you can see the preview easily as you navigate around. So let's say we are bringing in this video and we just click on drag and drop it over here. So whatever is at the top is what is going to be on the preview screen. So we should be mindful of this as you play, because our video is at the top, it overlays this one, it's going to play first. Okay, when you disable it, so then we have our video to play in the normal way. So this is how to actually play around with the different features. You can play around and edit your video accordingly. You can cut any point, for example, from this point to this point, it's silent. We can easily do ripple delete on it. You can delete it very easily. So this is how to play around with the recording, with the clip, and edit accordingly, right, as you move from one place to another. And you can always zoom out to see the entire screen and see how your recording or your editing is going. So in our next class, we'll try to look at shortcut keys, what you can do with the key shortcut keys that we have in Camtasia. Welcome back to this tutorial on Camtasia. In this part of the tutorial, we are going to cover how to use shortcut keys. So to access your shortcut keys, all you need to do is to come to the help menu over here, and you can see keyboard shortcuts. You just click on it and it's going to open it over here for you. So these are the bunch of shortcut keys that we have in Camtasia. Feel free to go through all of them and see what keys that you can use to study what kind of keys you can use. For example, the recorder options. You can launch a recorder by just clicking on Ctrl R that we've just explained. You can start or pause a recording by pressing on F9, and you can stop recording by pressing on F10. So you can see a bunch of them. You have animations and effect. Ctrl Shift T is going to use add last use transitions, add custom animations with Shift A, and all this. You can use this. And one of the key features, you can see a bunch of them from canvas options to down to program options. You can show and hide a tool in the panel by just Ctrl 1, Ctrl 2, Ctrl 3. You can do all this, and you can open media tab by just pressing on B. You can open the library tab by pressing on R very easily. And you have other project options you can check out. You have timeline options, editing options. You have timeline navigation options. These are controls that will help you to stay in your keyboard. So the key thing is to have one of your hand connected to your keyboard and the other one on your mouse as you navigate through your editing process. Your editing becomes much more easier if you master some of these key shortcuts. But then this is not the only way to use the shortcut. You can easily customize them to your liking. For example, you can come to the edit menu over here, and you can come all the way to preferences, and you can see the program. You can come all the way to shortcuts down here, and you can see animations and effects. You can see add last use transitions. You can do Shift T over here. This is the control, and you can see there are a bunch of them, and you can see the corresponding controls over here. You can see program options, and you can come all the way down to see most of them over here, right? So you can see open library tab by pressing on R, open the media tab by pressing on B. You can customize all this to your liking. You can see project options by import intro media by pressing on Ctrl I, export frame as you can by pressing on Ctrl F. So you can customize this to your liking. Like I said, for example, this ripple delete that we've just been using quite consistently and is one of the key control that I use most of the time. You can customize it to your liking. You can customize any of it, for example. So for example, I want to change this. You can just select on it. You can press a shortcut key. So right now, the default one or the one that I have selected is D. So you can change it to anything. For example, you can make it F button. Okay, so you will have a pop-up that F was previously assigned to open favorite tab, but then you can, if you want to continue with it, you can just click on OK. Okay, you can just click on OK, and to ripple delete, you just need to press F and it's going to ripple delete for you. So you just click on OK, and this will override the other one. So in your clip, if you want to do a ripple delete, like we've explained before, you selected a given part of the clip. For example, you selected this one. Once you press on the letter F, it's going to do ripple delete for you. Cut that part and it will rejoin the clips together. So I hope this helps. You can do that for most of your shortcut keys. Okay, you can customize them to your liking. You'll be very much efficient. Your performance in terms of the editing process is going to be highly enhanced and improved, and you save quite a lot of time with learning the shortcut keys. So this is about it. In the next class, we are going to look at how to export our video using the best settings so you can have the best video settings and video quality that we desire. See you in the next class. Welcome back. Now that we have finished recording our video, we have recorded our screen and we've added some media into it, and maybe we may want to export the video at this point, for example, and we are done with the editing process and everything, and we've gone through the clip and we've replayed and we are certain that this is what we want. This is the features, this everything is intact. We may want to export the video. So like I explained before, there are two different ways to export. For example, you can export from this export menu. You can export to different kind of programs over here, Vimeo, YouTube, Drive, and you can export audio only. But then I said the most common one is to export to a local file. You can do that from here, or you can come over here and export, click on export, and then say to a local file, and you can easily click on this drop down and you can navigate around to select the different kind of the different kind of settings over here. But the best settings usually is MP4 only, up to 1080p. So you select this and you can navigate and click on next, and you can give it a name. You can give this particular project a name. You can give it a name. You can say maybe demo 1. And then you specify which folder do you want to save it in. You can navigate within your computer, and let's say we are going to Camtasia for beginners. Okay, so we want to save it over here. You can see the file is an MP4 video file. So you can say maybe you want to save it here directly, and we'll click on save, and it has saved that. So down here you can show production results, or you may want to disable it, or you can play the video after the production, after the rendering. You may want to play the video, or you may want to leave it if you so wish. Okay, and you can organize files into subfolders. This will enable you to organize the files into subfolders. If you don't want this, once you finish the rendering, it's just going to be a video. But when you want it to be in subfolders, it will be arranged into subfolders. Okay, so you can enable all this, and you can click on finish, and this is going to start rendering your video into an MP4 file. So you can see it is rendering it, and once it's finished rendering, it's going to start playing, just for us to have an idea into it. Okay, you can see it has just finished recording and it is playing the beginning part for us very, very easily and fantastically. Okay, so let's say we try to open a video from the so you can click on finish, and it has already recorded it for us. So once you click on the file, you may want to visit the video where we have it saved, and you can see this is the demo 1 that we've just selected. We put it in a range of files, and you can see it over here. This is the video that we've just rendered, and it's here for us. You can click to play it. So one last thing that you have to understand is you can save your Camtasia project as a project, and you can always get back to it to continue with your editing process. So to do that, all you need to do is to come to file over here. You can come to save as, because we've not saved the project. You can give it a name. For example, we can say demo 1 project, and we can navigate and check the folder where we want to save it, and we can just click to save it, and you can see it has saved this for us. You may want to show this project saved, or you may disable it if you want. I always like to leave it on because it confirms to me whether the project has been saved or not. You can click on OK.